Hi, I'm Jeff McCoy with 21 Country Market. We're proud to be in our 21st year of serving Jackson County and the surrounding communities. For all your fuel, food, and hardware needs, visit one of the 21 Country Market family of stores where it's always fast, friendly, and helpful. For more information, visit 21country.com.
from the Winfield Generals, here to take on your Lady Vikes. At this time, we invite you to stand if you can and remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose brush stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the wrongest red glare of the singing air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Now let's meet tonight's starting lineup. First for our guest, the Generals of Winfield. Welcome to the fans from Putnam County with us this evening. Wearing number 13, Kennedy Dean. Number 4, Lindsay Moore. Number 15 is Caitlin Sayer. She wears a 0, Megan Taylor. Number 23, Deanna Oglesby. And the rest of the Generals coached by Darian Williams. And now let's meet the starting lineup for your really high Lady Vikes. Wearing number 15, a sophomore guard, Ryan. Wearing number 2, a sophomore forward, wearing 33, a sophomore guard, number 55, a junior guard, a senior wearing number 32, and the rest of the Lady Vikes, coached by John Kennedy, Scotty Allen, and Xavier Boyce.
Good evening, Viking Nation. Welcome to the Health Center on the campus of Ripley High School. Lady Viking basketball presentation of Mountaintop Media. Jeff Waybright, Brian Johnson. Jeff, we got a big one here tonight, buddy. It's a sectional matchup between the Vikings and the Lady Generals from Winfield.
Yeah, sure is, Brian. And these two teams don't like each other a whole lot. So, you know, this should be an interesting contest. I know the Lady Vikes have been looking forward to this for quite a while. And the Generals come back with a lot of talent. Be a big challenge here tonight at the Health Center.
Same Generals team ended the Viking season right here on this court back in March of 21. So certainly one the Lady Vikes have had on their calendar here as Winfield controls the tip. Oglesby with it, left wing, top circle now Taylor. She'll set the offense, and she's fantastic, Jeff. She gave us fits last year from that point guard position. She can score it, she can pass it, as you see right there, and you get an easy bucket from Kennedy Dean.
You get your head turned the wrong way, and she will thread that needle, Brian. She's a very, very good point guard.
2-0. Lady Generals lead it. Lady Vikes into the front court, up the near side, off to Shanklin, turn it over. Stolen by Moore. Here come the Lady Generals, looking for Moore.
Lady Vikes need some crisp passes down there on the offensive end. They will play the passing lanes.
Oglesby throws it inside, and we have a tie-up under the basket. That would be Sophie Nichols tied up with Caitlin Sayer, and ball goes over to the Lady Vikes. Nice defense there by Sophie.
Sure was, and Sophie was overplaying that. Couldn't get the interception clean, but was good to get down there and dig it out.
So McKinnon Hall across the timeline, right dead center of the floor, now left wing. She goes to Ryan, back cross court to Shanklin. Now they swing it near corner to Ryan. She'll penetrate, swing it cross court under the basket to Shanklin. Shot won't go, rebounded by McKinnon. Her putback won't go, and here come the Lady Generals.
We've got to get back. McKinnon did a great job of getting the offensive boards, couldn't finish it, and they came out of there in a hurry, Brian, wanting to push the tempo a little bit.
And there's a Lady Viking foul on Aaron Ryan as Megan Taylor pressed the issue that time, got down the floor quickly, and she will find herself at the charity stripe. First foul on Aaron Ryan. Team's first.
Aaron did a good job of getting back and trying to set up a little too far underneath the basket. If she's out of step, she probably gets that call because the officials, as you know, Brian, love making that charge call.
They love coming out of there with that charge call. Megan Taylor makes the first, second on the way. A couple of dribbles. And the point guard's got two, and it's 4-0. Lady Generals, as everyone left Aaron Ryan under the basket. Now trouble getting it in. They barely get it in. McKinnon Hall across the timeline to Nichols, right wing. Foul line extended. Passes down on the block to Baldwin. She lays it off to Hall. Shot up. Will not go. Foul is whistled on the Lady Generals. That will be number 13, Kennedy Dean, her first, team's first. And McKinnon will go to the free throw line.
And that's a shot that Mack usually finishes when she gets inside. She's just not warmed up yet. Knock these free throws down, get the Lady Vikes on the board, and let's see what happens.
McKinnon and Sophie both, Jeff, I think it's safe to say, have to have big games offensively here tonight for the Lady Vikings to get the victory as McKinnon rolls that one across the front of the rim and drops it in. Cut the lead to 4-2, and Taylor quickly into the front court. She'll reset the offense. She'll get a screen now from Dean. She'll shoot a three left of the, or right of the circle, rather, and it will draw nothing but air and go out of bounds. That's an unusual for her to miss everything. Lady Vikings get it coming the other way.
And I think Coach Kennedy will allow her to take that all night long and not penetrate or not get the ball down in the post where they have a little bit of a size advantage against us.
Nice skip pass underneath to Shanklin from Ryan. She lays it up and in, and we're all tied. Aaron Ryan, great vision that time, Jeff, to find Morgan Shanklin.
And just like that, the Lady Vikes look over top of the zone and did a great job that time of finding Shanklin wide open down low.
A little 1-3-1 defense from the Lady Vikes. Got Winfield off kilter a little bit, a turnover. Lady Vikes with the steal are on their way back the other way with a chance to grab a lead here early going. 5:45 remaining first quarter. We're tied at 4. Nichols left wing deep three on the way. In and out. Rattled it. Hall with the rebound. Shanklin baseline jumper. No good. Hall tying up. Oglesby on the rebound, and it will stay with the Lady Generals.
Good opportunity for the Lady Vikes to take the lead as McKinnon Hall found Shanklin wide open. She just couldn't get it to fall.
Here's a shot on the other end. There's the charge call as Aaron Ryan sets up, takes the charge. That'll be on Megan Taylor, her first, team's second.
Taylor a little out of control that time, and Aaron Ryan is not afraid to stand in there and take the hit, Brian, and she draws that charge.
So the offensive foul will go down as a turnover. Lady Vikes back on the other end, looking to get the lead here in the early going. 5:15 clock turning here in the first quarter. Hall near side to Ryan. Ball fake now in the corner to Shanklin. She'll dribble it back out. Hall with it, top circle, penetrates to the elbow, reversing it back out. Deep three from Nichols, too strong. And it is going to be rebounded by Lady Generals in a run out for Megan Taylor. Left hand shot up, no good. Rebound Oglesby can't hang on to it. Here come Lady Vikes back the other way.
Great recovery by Hall to slap that ball away after the offensive board.
Here's Hall Little jumper, about 8-footer. It's up and in.
And that was a good reward for the hustle she showed on the defensive end, Brian. Good job by Aaron Ryan of not fouling Taylor on the left-handed layup. And Hall was not in possession of that ball, but dug it out of there and got the steal.
Oglesby with it in the far corner. She had a big game against us here back in March as well. Moore down on the block. Oglesby wide open, lays it up and in. Good vision from Lindsey Moore, finding Kennedy Dean. Finding Mia Oglesby.
And if I remember correctly, she did that coming off the bench last year. She's a starter this year.
6-6 your score. Sophie got away with the travel, takes it into the bucket, loses the handle. Stolen by Dean, stolen back by Hall. Her shot won't go. Sophie with the putback, and it won't go. She is fouled.
Lady Vikes in there battling against the Lady Generals as Hall and both Sophie Nichols getting in there and digging those offensive boards out, and Sophie will go to the line to shoot 2.
Shot up by Nichols, up and in. As Kennedy Dean picks up the personal. 45 Schilling into the ball game. She also had a big game here against the Lady Vikes. Sophie makes both. Lady Vikings lead it 8-7, or 8-6, excuse me. 3:52 remaining here in this first quarter. Taylor across the timeline. This Lady Viking 1-3-1 defense causes another turnover, stolen by McKinnon. Here comes Ryan the other way, left-hand shot, too strong. And Baldwin can't hang on to it. She had a huge game here Saturday, Jeff, did Kiana Baldwin, with 17 points and 18 boards.
She had a Sheboy night.
She sure did. She was fantastic in that ball game, and we probably are going to need a performance similar to that out of her again tonight as they get to set up a screen for Moore. A deep three, it won't go. Rebound by Sayer. Putback won't go, but she is fouled. And Caitlin Sayer will get to the free throw line. I believe that's Aaron Ryan. It'll be her second, team second.
The length of Sophie Nichols has bothered the Lady Generals on the last 2 possessions. She got a tip off the entry pass last possession. This possession down, she got out on a 3-point shooter. Got the hand up, caused the miss. The Lady Vikes just couldn't corral the rebound.
Sayer a chance to tie it up here. She misses the first.
And Aaron Ryan will go out of the game. Her second foul. She's going to be replaced by Ellie Hasselflut into the Lady Viking lineup. Guarantee you she can run with Megan Taylor.
He's not going to get tired, I can promise you that. Shot up and in, 8-7. Lady Vikes get a little smaller when Ellie comes in, but a little quicker too, Jeff. They defensively can be a little more of a headache. Here's Ellie with it, near wing, cross court to Sophie. Sophie ball fake, penetrates back to Hasselflut, now near side to Hall, to Shanklin, cross court, wide open 3. Sophie rattles it in. Good shot.
We were watching her in warm-ups, partner. She had a spot over there, and she was drilling them. She caught that one in rhythm, was able to stroke it right in the middle of the hoop.
Beautiful find from Morgan Shanklin, who gets the assist. Sophie has 5 points here so far this evening. 11-7, Lady Vikes lead it with 2:35 remaining here in the first quarter. Oglesby near side, guarded by Shanklin, picks up her dribble. Now finds a cutting Megan Taylor. High arcing shot won't go. Rebound Lady Vikes.
And a great job of defending by McKinnon as she was able to stay right with Taylor, force up the shot. And then there's that gal again, Baldwin inside, grabbing another board, getting the foul call.
That is a foul on Caitlin Sayer. That is her first and the team's fourth. As Hasselflut brings it across the timeline, off to Hall, skip pass to Sophie. Sophie fakes a 3, penetrates, lays it off for Baldwin, back to Hasselflut. She'll penetrate the zone. Now Hall with it, foul line extended, dribbles it back out between the circles. Cross court to Nichols, now back to Hasselflut, back to Nichols. Nichols penetrates, baseline, reversing it back to Hasselflut. She drops it off to Hall at the elbow, and Hall will reset the Lady Viking offense.
Good patience being shown by the Lady Vikes. had a couple opportunities, weren't going to force any shots.
Nice cut from Sophie. A lot of contact. Scoop shot won't go. Schilling with the rebound. And Hall ties her up, and it will stay with the Vikings.
She's bleeding. Sophie's bleeding. No call as she went to the hoop, got hit in the mouth, and couldn't get the call inside. Stoppage in play as she goes over.
Sophie may have to come out, depending on. She took a shot in the mouth, and a full timeout here by Coach Kennedy, and the Vikings will take one, too. 11-7 with 1:44 remaining here in the first quarter. You are watching Lady Viking basketball. Presentation of Mountaintop Media. Welcome back to Ripley High School. Jeff Waybright, Brian Johnson, Mountaintop Media. Presentation of Lady Viking Hoops here on Wednesday night. And a good time out there from Coach Kennedy as they're able to keep Sophie in the game, as she probably, Jeff, would have had to come out there with bleeding as she took a shot in the mouth. The Lady Vikings will inbound it under their own basket. She inbounds to Nichols off to Hall. And they reset. Nichols, head and shoulders fake, 15-footer baseline, too strong, bounces out, rebounded by Hall. Those two play very well off of one another as they reset it straight away. Three from Nichols now. That's off the mark. Rebounded by Shanklin. Lady Vikings another opportunity. Hall will bring it back out, and you can hear Coach Kennedy imploring them to run the offense. Court spacing not great. Turnover. Stolen by Moore. She takes it straight in. Shot won't go. Baldwin with the rebound.
And the problem on the offensive end, Brian, is when the ball stops against that zone, it allows them to recover. You got to keep it moving.
Hasselflug penetrates. Foul line jumper, too strong. Rebounded by Shanklin. Reversing it back to Hall.
Shanklin doing a great job in there fighting for those offensive rebounds.
Not an easy job either, Jeff. Lady Vikings can hope for the final shot as they, 39 seconds, clock turning, 11-7. They lead it here, first quarter. Winfield okay to allow them to hold for that final shot. Not a lot of pressure on the basketball. Hasselflug, 27 seconds. Right wing, now back to Hall. Near side, 20 seconds. Back to Hasselflug. They yo-yo it back and forth across the top of the circle. 13 seconds. Hall getting into the offense.
Jump into a man-to-man Winfield is here in the last 10 seconds.
Shanklin near corner. Here's Hall, 4 seconds. Off the curl, Sophie penetrates baseline, and a block is going to be called with 1.6 seconds remaining, and that was the right call, Jeff, as the defender did not get to the spot before Sophie did, and that's why you got the block.
Never got set. Lady Vikings missed an opportunity not swinging the basketball, even though Sophie did get a good drive. Ellie Hasselflug was wide open.
Baldwin gets a look at a wide open shot as time expires. Can't connect here in the first quarter. 11-7 is where the quarter will end. Lady Vikings lead it here at the Health Center. We will return for second quarter action on Mountaintop Media after this. back to Ripley High School. Second quarter action about to begin here as the Lady Vikings lead. The Lady Generals are in the early going, 11-4. Some stagnant offense, Jeff, as we saw there in that first quarter. Otherwise, this game could have broken open a little bit because defensively the Vikings done a really nice job on Winfield.
They sure did. And Winfield jumped out early, and you thought, uh-oh, what's going on here? And then the Lady Vikings defense just shut them down just like that.
Tough pass down on the block and a turnover as Oglesby is going to be credited with that turnover, but she was put in a impossible position. As you said, it was 4-0 Winfield. The Lady Vikes rather, finished the quarter at 11-3. Nichols near wing, off to Ryan, back into the ball game. Shanklin now, Hall with it, back to Ryan, right of the circle, left-hand dribble, she penetrates, near corner to Shanklin, baseline drive, off to Baldwin, spin move, right-hand hook shot, too strong, rebounded by Oglesby, and then stolen away by Hall, and a baseline jumper, no good by Ryan.
Opportunities gained and then lost.
And Antonella Johnson on the other end.
She just checked into the ball game. She comes off firing.
Barry's looked like a 3. They're calling it a 2.
Worst two-point shot in basketball.
It really is. You got a foot on the line. Baldwin turns it over. Oglesby with the steal. Here comes Winfield, chance to tie it up. Taylor, strong take.
Whoa, and that took some guts as Aaron Ryan stood in there and drew the charge on Taylor. That could have went either way, but we said it. If you can get set, let the officials see you set. They love making that charge call.
I think it's such a tough call on her. She looked like she had a good take. She, contorted her body even, Jeff, to try to get out of the way of the contact. But, man, they love to call that, and it really discourages guards from penetrating after they pick one or two of those type of fouls up. Totally changes the complexion of the game, especially when you have a guard that can penetrate with the effectiveness of Megan Taylor. So keep an eye on that as she has 2 fouls. 6:20 remaining first half, 11-9 Lady Vikings lead it. Ryan top circle. Left-hand dribble. Lady Viking offense a little stagnant here.
Yeah, they
Jeff.
Can't figure out whether they want to go short corner or if they want to overload one side or the other. The best thing is to swing it and overload the other side because the backside's wide open.
Here's Hall penetrating. And a nice play by Taylor to steal that one away. She read the play beautifully. Now throws it ahead to Moore, and she lays it up and in, and we are tied. 11-11, a 4-0 run here to start the second period by the Lady Generals.
Lady Vikes had everybody down along the baseline, and nobody got back. Gave up an easy bucket that time.
There's Ryan again. A lot of standing, Jeff, offensively. Here's a nice back cut from Hall, and she lays it up and in. And a really nice pass from Aaron Ryan. Lady Vikes grab the lead back. But that movement you have to have, Jeff. You stand still as Johnson shoots one from straight away. And then the Lady Vikes rebound it and give it right back to Winfield. Schilling with the rebound. Put back won't go.
A lot of contact down there.
Schilling has it knocked out of bounds to the Lady Vikes.
And Schilling, we remember her from last year. She's a sophomore, and she takes you got to guard her. She's so long and so big inside that you got to get a body on her, and that time we were fortunate she lost it out of bounds.
Kennedy Dean checked back in the ballgame along with Caitlin Sayer. Oglesby will check out for the first time here this evening. Here's Ryan with it. Shanklin near corner off to Nichols. Now top circle to Hall. Far corner. 3 on the way. Got it. Nope, 2. They're going to say Aaron Ryan had a foot on the line. 16-11. Or 15-11, excuse me. Shot up no good. Put back by Schilling.
Somebody's got to find her. She'll just park down there all night and put those balls back in, Brian. She's just a matchup nightmare for the Lady Vikings.
So 15-13 your score. 4:28 clock turning here in the first half. Here's Ryan, baseline driving. Beautiful pass to Hall. Shot blocked. Rebounded by Schilling. They throw it away.
Lady Vikes very fortunate there.
As Nichols comes out of there with the steal on the throw ahead as they cling to a 2-point lead, 15-13. Here's Ryan. in the far corner to Shanklin. She'll dribble it out. Has it deflected. Now gathers it back in, trying to get it to Nichols. Nichols now penetrates to the elbow, picks up her dribble, and reverses it back out to Hall between the circles, and they'll reset. Again, a lot of standing, Jeff. That's not going to make Coach happy when he's making adjustments at halftime. Ryan looks at a three right of the circle. It's no good.
And from the Generals on the push again.
They get it down to Schilling, and that's where they should be going with it as Sophie Nichols picks up the personal foul. The Lady Vikes, Jeff, with their athleticism and their length, still have no answer for Kennedy Schilling.
No, and she just can post herself up in there, and whether they get her the entry pass or not, she's right there for the miss because she just parks it right in that low block area, Brian, and she is hard to handle when she gets it that low.
Big, strong kid, and she is pushing the Vikings around under the basket as her first free throw is no good. 15-13 your score.
As the advantage is inside with Kennedy Dean and Caitlin Sayre.
Second one, high arcer up and in. 1 point game as Schilling with 3 off the bench.
Lady Vikes have got to, with this spread 2-3 that they're running, got to get in some gaps.
And ball deflected by Sayre back into the hands of Ryan. Ryan reverses it back out between the circles to Hall. She looks to Coach Kennedy for direction. Now back to Nichols. Back to Hall, near side, Ryan with it. Ryan will penetrate. Skip pass, cross court to Nichols. Nichols cut off by Dean. Now Baldwin has it. She goes to work on Schilling. Back to Nichols. Nichols penetrates. 8-footer in the paint. Too strong. Rebounded by Dean.
Schilling came out that time and Sophie got into the gap and got a hand up, altered her shot just a little bit.
Winfield a chance to take their first lead since it was 4-0. Here's Johnson. Gets a screen. In the corner, she goes to Dean. Baseline jumper, good. Actually, excuse me, that was Sayre.
And they do a good job, Brian, of getting set and finding the open shooter off the penetration. The Lady Vikes need a little bit of that themselves.
They have 30-second timeout by Coach Kennedy. We'll keep it here, Jeff. And you talk about the way they move the basketball. They're moving it right now with more purpose than the Lady Vikes. The Lady Vikes seem to be a little bit lost. They're out of rhythm offensively, not a lot of movement. Therefore, you get a lot of stagnant basketball, a lot of dribbling in one area, leads to turnovers, leads to poor shot selection.
Yeah, and, you know, the 2-3 that they're running, they're just extending it out. We finally brought Baldwin up to the high post, which brought Schilling out on her, but we're having trouble getting the ball swung around and getting it into that short corner. Schilling can't recover back there from the foul line. If we move the ball quickly and hit that short corner, it's one step to the front of the rim. So let's see if Coach Kennedy makes that adjustment, tries to get the ball funneled in there and look opposite diagonal for a wide open layup.
You mentioned it. You have to get 2 feet in the paint. You say that all the time. Even as they're playing this defense where they're trying to just wall you up and keep you out of the paint, you've got to find a way to get in there and break that defense down when they're in the zone. That is the only way you can really break the defense down. As Hall, straight down the floor, shoots a 3. There's Shanklin again with a rebound. She has had a fantastic game on the boards tonight. As Nichols back to Hall. She'll pull it back out between the circles. 2:12 to go. First half, 16-15. A deep 3 from Nichols. That's no good. Rebounded by Moore. She goes end to end with it. Shot short. Nichols with the rebound.
Sophie just needs to push here as we got numbers.
Sophie drops it off to Baldwin. She turns, can't connect. Rebound by Dean. Lady Vikes ice cold from the floor here in the second quarter.
Yep, you got to get it up on that little white block up there, as Baldwin did that with regularity last game when she had 18, I believe, Brian, or 17.
Here's Johnson penetrating. And they're doing this with Taylor out as well, so remember that. Shot missed by Sayre, rebounded by Schilling. And Winfield wants a timeout with 1:28 remaining here in the first half. They'll take a 30-second timeout.
And Brian, Winfield has outscored us 9-4 this quarter, that 2-3 zone. And you said with Taylor out of the ball game, they have gotten themselves right back in this. It should have been advantage, you would think. Lady Vikings with their best player sitting on the bench with fouls, but we just have not been able to get comfortable on the offensive end here tonight.
Shooting 19% from the floor in this first half, Jeff. 4 of 20 from 2, 1 of 6 from behind the arc, 5 of 26 overall, 4 of 4 from the charity stripe. What's really kept us in this game, offensive rebounding. We have 10 of those. We're +6 in the first half on offensive rebounds, and we're +4 on turnovers. Winfield with 9, the Vikings with 5. Those are the two stats that has kept us from being run out of this game, with Winfield shooting up around 35%.
Winfield's speed, though, off those turnovers has allowed them to get back and stop us from getting any runouts or anything like that. Easy baskets. We've had to work pretty hard for all of our baskets.
There's Johnson near side to Moore. Down the block they go to Schilling. And Sophie, a nice job in there along with Kiana Baldwin to deflect that ball out of bounds, making it difficult on Kennedy Schilling to receive that pass.
Trying to front her with Baldwin and then help coming over with Sophie Nichols on the backside.
Winfield trouble getting it in. Oglesby back in the ball game, gets it in to Johnson. She drops it off to Moore. Down on the block they go to Sayer, and they turn it over.
Another break by the Lady Vikes as we were in scramble mode there a little bit, Brian, but we did recover even with a Lady Vike on the floor, able to get that ball deflected and out of bounds.
So the question becomes, with 65 seconds remaining here in the first half, do the Lady Vikes hope for the final shot? Trailing 16-15. Never been a big proponent of that, Jeff, if that's not what you typically do. I like for you to just run your offense and get the shot when you can, because a lot of times it leads to turnovers. And Ryan will shoot a deep three, and she buries it. Lady Vikes grab the lead back. Give the assist to Kiana Baldwin. 18-16, Lady Vikes back up by a deuce. Winfield looking to tie it, 35 seconds. Johnson works against Hall. In the corner, they go to Moore. She'll shoot a three. That one's off the front of the iron. Oglesby with the rebound. And her shot too strong up over the backboard to the Lady Vikes.
Good job of contesting that. It looked like she was going to have a wide open lane to the basket, but Baldwin and Nichols in there fighting, getting a hand up along with Shanklin, trying to deter that shot.
The Vikes will get a final shot at it, 20 seconds, as Hall slowly brings it across the timeline, 18-16. Now Ryan left wing. Johnson gets a hand in there. Ryan hangs on. Baldwin back to Hall. Now Nichols, 10 seconds to Baldwin. Hall straight away. She'll penetrate into the paint. Right-hand shot. Nobody stopped the basketball. And McKinnon gets an easy bucket. And a shot at the buzzer is short by Johnson. And the Lady Vikes somehow come out with a 20-16 lead here at the half. We'll step away. When we return, we'll have stats from the first half and a look forward to the second half. You are watching Lady Viking basketball on Mountaintop Media. Halftime here at the Health Center. The Vikings, Lady Vikes, lead it 20-16. A little bit of a flurry, Jeff, at the end of that first half. The Lady Vikes were trailing by a point. You get a 3 from Aaron Ryan and a defensive stop on the other end. And then Winfield simply forgot to stop the basketball. McKinnon Hall goes straight to the bucket, lays it up and in as nearly as time was expiring. And what looked like the Lady Vikes were in a little bit of peril. Here they sit with a 4-point lead. Not an insurmountable lead, obviously, but they do have a lead here at the first in the half, and even as poorly as they shot the basketball.
A minute before all that happened, I just said that we were getting outscored 9-4. And then 5 straight points by the Vikings evens up the quarter and gives them a 4-point lead at the half, Brian. And, you know, we off air, we were talking, and it took us 15 minutes and 50 seconds to figure out that spread zone has got gaps in it. McKinnon found it, and if she can continue to do that, she's going to get a bunch of those, and then it's going to suck them back inside a little bit so that they can't get out on the wings and get out to Aaron Ryan and Sophie Nichols when they're shooting those three-pointers. So it's going to be an interesting second half to see how Winfield adjusts defensively, see if McKinnon, all of a sudden the light has went on. And the one thing that she can do is get low and get to the hole. And when she gets in that mode where she's penetrating, it also sets her up for a lot of offensive boards when she's moving that way. So great, as you said, a great job of finishing that second period and getting this 4-point lead.
You know, not an offensive explosion by either team in that first half, Jeff. You put both of the teams' numbers together. It's 13 of 48 from the floor. So neither team necessarily shooting it that well. The Vikings 7 of 28, shooting 25%. Winfield 6 of 20, 30%. Winfield 10 turnovers. The Vikings with 5 turnovers. 18 total rebounds for the Lady Vikes as compared to 14 for Winfield. So not a big discrepancy, but plus 5 on the offensive glass for the Lady Vikes, and that has to be the reason we have the lead right here, those extra possessions. We got 8 more shots in that first half because of those offensive rebounds.
And Morgan Shanklin has committed herself to just going in there and fighting and scratching for those offensive boards. She has gotten us a bunch of second and third shot opportunities through her effort on the offensive glass. Unfortunately for the Lady Vikes, especially in the first period, we just couldn't get the ball to drop. We get the offensive board, we get a good look, we couldn't get it to fall. We get an offensive board, we couldn't get it to fall. And that's frustrating. But with the 4-point lead against a very good Winfield team, we've got to remember Megan Taylor, the outstanding point guard for the Generals, was saddled with some foul trouble, and she was on the bench most of that second period. So she's going to have fresh legs, and I'm sure she's going to be hungry when she comes back onto the court.
Talk about Morgan Shanklin. She owns 30% of those offensive rebounds in the first half of the Vikings. She had 3 offensive rebounds. She had an assist, 2 points. Very efficient half for Morgan. Probably the fifth Beetle, I guess maybe you would call her. She's the least talked about in that starting lineup. But, man, does she make some big-time plays that keep possessions alive, not necessarily filling up the stat column, but she makes plays that helps you win, much like we talk about Joey Ramsey on the boys' side.
Yeah, and you hate to just label someone as a role player because it's more than that, and you just said it. She gets the offensive boards, but she can knock down the 10-footer if you leave her open. She can go in there and get some putbacks. She'll get some stops on the defensive end, and she just continues to play hard, and you can't ask any more than that out of the young lady. And she has stood tall down there. She is not as big as the inside players for Winfield, but she's went toe-to-toe with them tonight and done a very, very good job.
Sophie struggling from the floor here in the first half. She's 1 of 7. We have to get her going offensively, Jeff. I think for us to win this game tonight, we need her offense. McKinnon seems to be getting going a little bit here in that first half. Those shots, sometimes they just don't fall. But if that outside shot's not falling, Sophie's good enough to get into the paint and finish. And that's maybe what we need her to do in the second half.
Yeah, and the thing with Sophie, I mean, she's going to knock down some threes, but when she goes off the bounce, sometimes she dribbles into contact. She gets herself beat up a lot, and sometimes she doesn't get those calls because it looks like she's out of control a little bit. She just got to throttle down a little bit and take that little 10-footer. She can knock that one down too. Then put a little hesitation in that thing, and when they come up, all of a sudden you're around them and laying it in. So those are things that the sophomore can work on to improve on, because if she can score at all three levels, watch out. She is long, and she could cause some damage.
She's what Cade Good does for the boys.
Exactly.
Those two are kind of similar in that way. So, as you said, we got to get her going here in this second half. What has to happen, Jeff, for us to hang on to this lead? This is a big game. Sectional seeding on the line, just getting the bad taste of Winfield knocking us out of the playoffs last year. What needs to happen in the second half?
Well, we got to rebound, continue to rebound the basketball, especially on the defensive end. We can't allow them to get second and third shots. We got to continue to play that good defense. I mean, 7 and 9 is what they've scored. They've got a lot better offense than what they've showed us in the first two quarters. So we got to continue to play lockdown defense, and then patient on the offensive end, and try to get in those gaps. We're getting good shots, but with a little more patience, we can get great shots. And when we penetrate, we also get ourselves in a position to get an offensive board. So I think the Lady Vikes, will continue to do the things that they did late in the second period. We're going to be all right.
All right, Jeff, we'll step out a quick break. When we return, we'll have second half action here from the Health Center. Lady Vikings hosting the Lady Generals from Winfield and leading it 20-16. You're watching Lady Viking Hoops on Mountaintop Media.
Hi, I'm Jeff McCoy with 21 Country Market. We're proud to be in our 21st year of serving Jackson County and the surrounding communities. For all your fuel, food, and hardware needs, visit one of the 21 Country Market family of stores, where it's always fast, friendly, and helpful. For more information, visit 21country.com.
Welcome back to Ripley High School. Second half action about to begin here. Jeff Waybright, Brian Johnson, 20-16 Lady Vikings lead it. Starters back on the floor for both teams. Megan Taylor, Lindsey Moore, Kennedy Dean, Caitlin Sayer, and Miana Oglesby. For the Lady Generals, Shanklin, Ryan, Baldwin, Nichols, and Hall for the Lady Vikes as they move left to right. Hall penetrates quickly into the corner to Nichols. Now back out to Ryan. Ryan guarded closely by Taylor. Ryan dribbles through the traffic off to Shanklin and deflected out of bounds by Lindsey Moore. Good defense overplaying the passing lanes there by Moore. As Hall will inbound to Ryan near wing. Picks up her dribble, passes off to Hall. No reset as Hall goes out near the timeline between the circles. Stretching that zone defense out. Nice cut through from Ryan and a beautiful pass from Nichols.
Winfield went to a man-to-man, switched out of it off the inbounds, Brian, and the Lady Vikes recognize that Ryan goes right to the hoop and scores.
Biggest lead of the night for the Lady Vikes, 22-16. Here's Dean with it on the block, double teamed. Reverse back out to Moore. Now at the elbow, Sayer dribbles through the traffic. Shot up, no good. Rebound kept alive by Dean, and Sayer gets the putback.
Lady Vikes couldn't get the rebound, ended up on the floor, and it left the Generals wide open underneath the basket for the easy hoop.
So 22-18, and they leave McKinnon Hall wide open left of the circle, and she makes him pay with a three-pointer. 25-18, McKinnon with 11 points here in the ball game. Lady Vikes by 7. Moore with it, right wing. They leave her alone. She shoots a three. That's too strong. Shanklin tracks down the rebound. Lady Vikes looking to add to this 7-point lead. Ryan, far corner, head and shoulders fake. Off to Baldwin, turned over. Nice play by Oglesby.
Those are the opportunities you can't give away, and then they come right back and score. The Vikings could have extended the lead to possibly on double digits that trip Brian, and the turnover leads to a run out in the layup.
That's the difference of having Megan Taylor back on the floor as well. Her court vision, fantastic, and a great job by Lindsey Moore running the floor to get the easy bucket. 25-20, Lady Vikings still ahead by 5 now. Here's Hall. Dribbles through some defense, turns around, has her shot blocked by Sayer, gets her own rebound. And they'll reset it. 5:41, clock turning, third period, 25-20 Lady Vikes. Ryan back out to Hall. Now cross court, deep three from Nichols, off the mark. Rebounded by Oglesby. Continuing to struggle from the floor as Taylor brings it across the timeline. Looking at the bench, getting instructions. Passing off to Moore, right wing. Picks up her dribble. Now off to Dean between the circles, near side. It's Sayer with it. Directing traffic, clearing things out. Taylor cuts through. Pretty good defense there by Hall to deny. And now Taylor with it. She will reset the offense. Oglesby, right wing, looking for a cutter. Nobody there. Ball deflected into the hands of Dean. Lady Vikes with a steal. Here comes Ryan in transition. Left-hand shot too strong. Nichols put back up and in.
Good hustle there by Sophie Nichols. They got to get back, though. Ryan and Sophie both on the floor. And there's McKinnon Hall with a steal.
Off to Nichols, off to Ryan. Up and in, and a hard foul. Oglesby is going to be whistled for the foul. Hopefully Ryan's all right. She seemed to have popped up quickly, but man, she took a really hard shot.
She's a tough little cookie, and she tells the official, I'm okay, get me to the foul line. I want that three-point play.
That is a big swing in momentum as the Lady Vikes now have a chance. A full timeout, actually. Lady Vikes, Jeff, with a chance now to make it a 10-point game if Aaron Ryan can connect on this free throw.
And they've turned the defense into offense, have the Lady Vikes, as they've knocked down some shots, got some easy shots, as Winfield got a little rattled there, Brian, halfway through this third period, and turned the ball over, which led to some easy runouts for the Lady Vikes. Good job of sharing the basketball. Sophie Nichols found her teammate Aaron Ryan down underneath on that last layup shot, and as you said, she was fouled very hard on that shot to the head, bodied on the ground, but she pops right back up. She's a tough little cookie.
Shots falling in the second half so far here, Jeff. As I mentioned earlier, first half 7 of 28 were the Lady Vikes. In the second half, 4 of 7. So nearly I've already eclipsed their made shots that they had in the first half here in the third period. And a lot of that, you mentioned it, is they're turning defense into offense. They're getting easy opportunities on the offensive end.
And they've figured out, I think, what Winfield is doing defensively with that spread. They've got in the gaps a little bit. When Winfield's tightened it up, they've been able to throw it and skip past it to wide open shooters.
Ryan's free throw up and in. The Lady Vikes lead it by 10, and Aaron Ryan has 10. Jeff, and we need to wish a happy birthday, Coach Kennedy's wife, First Lady of Lady Viking basketball, birthday tonight. We wish her a very happy birthday. It's not easy being a coach's wife, as coaches spend a lot of time away from home, so I hope she has a wonderful birthday.
Happy birthday, Stephanie.
30-20. Lady Vikes lead it. Nice pass underneath to Moore. She spins. Right-hand hook shot up and in. And a foul is going to be called on Aaron Ryan. That was a good-looking move down on the block, Jeff, by Lindsey Moore.
Yeah, Aaron got caught that time watching a little bit, got caught in a bad position. Moore made a great move, a spin move, and then a little fadeaway jumper.
So Lindsey with 6. Too strong on the free throw. And a rebound by Sayer, tied up, and it'll stay with Winfield.
Good job on the Lady Vikings getting the tie-up off the rebound. Didn't get in good position on that box out from the missed free throw and allowed Winfield to get the offensive board.
So 30-22 your score. Oglesby inbounds. She throws it into the backcourt. And it's ran down by Lindsey Moore. 3:55 on the third period clock. Here's Kennedy Dean. Now near side, Caitlin Sayer with it. Guarded by Sophie. Sayer penetrates, loses the handle, and loses it out of bounds. Turnover, Lady Viking basketball.
And there was Erin Ryan with the help defense that time that caused that turnover. She was going to risk another foul by taking a hit, but she didn't have to, as the turnover gives the ball right back to the Lady Vikings.
So Lady Vikings coming back the other way, looking to make it a 10-point game again, leading 30-22. Nichols gets it to Baldwin. She spins, nobody defending her. Shot up short, rebounded by Kennedy Dean, but I think her foot was only in line, Jeff. Break for the Vikings.
And the harassment by McKinnon Hall that time caused her to step back. And when she stepped back, you're right, Brian, she stepped right out of bounds.
Hall will inbound. Ryan back to Hall.
Now she's out of bounds.
And Hall hadn't got inbounds yet, so
you're
turnover.
right. You got to get establish your position on the court.
So dueling turnovers here by the Lady Generals and the Lady Vikings. Winfield a chance to make it a two-possession game rather, and then a offensive or a foul lady called on Lady Vikes. That's Morgan Shanklin, and Coach Kennedy wants to know why. Official offered no reason why, nor did he have to. 30-22 the score.
They're funny that way sometimes.
It's kind of like trying to negotiate with your mom and dad when you're young, right?
Yeah. I didn't ask why. I learned that real quick.
Typically doesn't end well for you.
Yeah, you're right, Bobby.
So here's Johnson with it, right wing, looking to direct traffic. Some stagnant offense now, Lady Generals.
Lady Vikes switching on all those screens, and it's caused Winfield some trouble because they can't shake free.
30-second timeout by the Winfield bench. We'll keep it here as Kennedy Schilling will be checking in for the Generals after this dead ball. But it's funny to watch the ebbs and flows of these games, Jeff. Lady Vikes were really stagnant offensively in that first half. Here in the second half, their defense has got them going. They're moving better on offense. They're moving better on defense. Now Winfield has struggled to find a rhythm here in this second half. And I think their coaching staff got that feeling. Good time to get that time out, maybe make a couple of adjustments. Opportunity for them to cut into this lead a little bit.
Yeah, let's see if the Vikings can finish out this final 2:47 and either keep this 8-point lead or extend it, Brian, going into the fourth quarter. I know that the coaching staff would feel a lot more comfortable if we could finish out strong here in this third period.
So Megan Taylor will inbound far sideline. She gets it into Moore. Moore will get a screen from Schilling. Top circle, back off to Johnson. Really trusting Johnson with the basketball a lot here in this ball game. With Taylor with 2 fouls, I would imagine they're trying to keep her from getting any more foul trouble. And another tie-up as Sophie and McKinnon Hall in there.
McKinnon Hall switched off Taylor to go help. Followed the play, and once it looked like they were going to get a layup, Brian, she reaches in there and just ties it up. She's sneaky down there like that.
Really quick hands and a really good knack defensively, Jeff, for where to be and when to be there. As Nichols back to Ryan, right of the circle, swings it cross court. Moore nearly comes out of there with the steal. Hall has it off to Nichols, back to Hall. Thought about a three. She'll penetrate all the way to the bucket. Winfield, once again, did not get over and stop the basketball. And if you don't do that, 55 is going to get in there.
And it'll never show up in the stat line, but the pass across the hall, if she doesn't come and meet that, it's a layup down the other end because they had that played pretty good. She just did a real good job of coming back and meeting the pass.
McKinnon with 11 points tonight, and she misses her first free throw of the evening. She's 2 of 3. So a chance to make it a 9-point game here. Junior point guard, couple dribbles, shot up and in. 31-22. McKinnon with 12 points.
And she's done a great job, too, on the defensive end, face guarding Taylor here in the third period and kind of shutting her down.
It's not an easy thing to do as Taylor with only 2 points here in this ball game. Schilling with it. Now she's going to be tied up. Morgan Shanklin. That's going to stay with Winfield. Morgan Shanklin has had herself a game here tonight, Jeff, and only 2 points, but man, has she done so many things to help this team get this 9-point lead. And there's Nichols fighting Schilling for it. Schilling just out-muscles her and lays it up and in. Good job fighting for that basketball by Kennedy Schilling. 31-24.
She's a big, strong girl in there, and when she catches it that deep, Sophie did everything she could possibly do to try to deny that pass.
Using her length, Kennedy just using her strength to get that one and muscle it up and in. Here's Sophie, and a block, and a good call by the official. That's Lindsay Moore. That'll be her first, team's third.
And good sportsmanship shown by both teams. There was some kids down on the other end. The Lady Vikes helped the Winfield player up. They helped Sophie up that time. So
girls are a lot nicer to each other, Jeff, than the boys are. Here's Ryan off to Nichols. Now Hall, she'll shoot a contested three. That one's short, rebounded by Dean.
McKinnon wanted that. When she had her hands up, she was open early in that possession. She was trying to get herself set for that three.
31-24. We have 1 minute remaining here in the third period. Megan Taylor with it left wing, top circle to Johnson, now to Dean. Right wing, looking for somewhere to go. Directing traffic back to Johnson. Head and shoulders fake, cut off by Shanklin, and back to Dean. Now Johnson again between the circles. Lady Viking defense denying the basketball everywhere. Off to Schilling, the curl. And she's going to be tied up. And it's going to be 55 once again.
She's everywhere. I mean, she just, when she sees somebody drop that ball down, she immediately goes down to it. And as you said, Brian, with the quick hands and the strength, has been able to get a lot of tie-ups.
So the Lady Vikes can hold for the final shot and build on this lead. 7-point lead right now with 22 seconds. Nice back cut. Shanklin put in a tough spot. She turns it over. She'll get the turnover, but really wasn't her fault as she was fighting for the basketball. 10 seconds. Here's Taylor.
And really no reason for it, Brian, with 20 seconds to go.
Taylor, 4 seconds. Johnson, they're going to have to get a shot off Dean. Baseline jumper short. And actually it was Moore, baseline jumper short. Dean with the rebound, put back won't go. And the Lady Vikings will hang on to a 7-point lead as we go to the fourth period of action. 8 minutes remaining. Lady Vikings lead at 31-24. You are watching Lady Viking basketball as a presentation of Mountaintop Media.
What we do here is go back.
Back to Ripley High School. Jeff Waybright, Brian Johnson. Fourth quarter of action about to begin. Lady Vikings 7-point lead here over the Generals. Sectional opponent, the Winfield Lady Generals, Jeff. And Lady Vikes are 8 minutes away from a big victory here.
Sure are, Brian. And let's see how we take care of the basketball here in this final 8 minutes. Run our offense and continue the intensity on the defensive end.
As Sophie will pick up the foul. Nice job by Kennedy Dean of walling her off there, forcing Sophie to reach across her back to try to deny the basketball. That'll be Sophie's second personal, team's third. Neither team in any danger of getting into the bonus yet. And Schilling is going to be called for the offensive foul, and pretty good Academy Award there, Jeff, by Kiana, as she...
I think Coach Williams didn't disagree too much as Schilling lowered that shoulder and had that elbow up, but tough call.
Kiana made it look a little worse maybe than what it was. Sophie, baseline drive off the Hall, and there's Megan Taylor coming out of there with the tie up, and it'll stay with the Lady Vikes.
A little confusion. They first signaled Winfield, but you're right on top of it, partner, as usual, and you had it right. We'll take the ball out.
31-24 off the inbounds. There is Kiana Baldwin. She gets an easy bucket. Lady Vikings lead it 33-24. First two of the night for Baldwin. 9-point Lady Viking advantage. 7:20 rather remaining in the ball game. Lady Generals need to get something going offensively, as they have scored 8 total points here in the second half. Here's Johnson, right of the left of the circle, 3, no good. Tap back. Megan Taylor with the rebound. Her three-pointer won't go. And that's tracked down by Schilling. Third opportunity. Here's Johnson penetrating. Back to Moore. Her foul line jumper up and in.
Helter-skelter out there, Brian. And the Lady Vikings have finally ended up getting lost a little bit and gave up an easy jumper there.
Well, Jeff, and I'm going to say turnover Lady Vikes. How many times do you see a team get 3 opportunities and not finally connect? You knew that shot was going in. You simply cannot give teams that many opportunities.
Exactly right. And a 7-point ball game again, 33-26, Lady Vikes lead.
6:30 remaining in the ball game. Taylor to Johnson. Lady Vikes stay in the man-to-man defense. Good ball denial there from Hall. Now Nichols guarding Sayre, who checked into the ball game. Taylor with it. Taylor will shoot a contested baseline jumper, no good. Rebounded by Dean. A little spin move in the paint, misses. Gets her own rebound, and then a hard foul. So it will stay with Winfield, another tie-up.
And Dean's pretty rough in there too, Brian, as she has a little chip on her shoulder now, as she and Baldwin going at it pretty good.
33-26, here's Dean off the inbounds. Back to Taylor, skip pass, stolen. Nice job by Ryan, will get the steal, but it was deflected by Sophie Nichols.
Great recovery by Sophie, you called it, partner.
Here's Hall, right wing, and she will dribble back out between the circles. No need to get in a hurry. Nichols, she'll shoot a 3 straight away. Short, rebounded by Moore.
No pressure, Sophie's just got to get herself set. They were not going to come out and take a chance of her dribbling through the lane because it was wide open to the basket.
Sophie, I feel like she's pressing a little bit so shots aren't falling, and that happens. I mean, anytime you're a shooter, what do they tell you? You got to keep shooting. The next one's going in, and Lady Vikes need her to keep doing that. 33-26, 7-point advantage for Ripley. 5:15 turning clock here in the fourth. Johnson angling toward the far sideline, picks up her dribble, passes off to Moore, cutting through. She hands off to Taylor. Long, too strong. Sophie has it ripped away by Johnson, and then
that's a bad call.
Foul is going to be called on the Lady Vikes.
Yeah, that one was not very good.
That's going to be on Aaron Ryan, and that is her fourth.
That was a tough one on Aaron. The others are questionable, when you slide in, you draw a charge. But that time she just stood straight up and down, arms extended. Rule verticality, she shouldn't have got called for that one.
She did, and she has 4, so keep an eye on that as Caitlin Sayre goes to the line and makes the first, and that's a good way for them to crawl back into this game if they can get some free throws with the clock stopped.
Just getting ready to say that, partner. We talk about it all the time. The best way to get back in a game is with the clock stop at the free throw line if you can make them.
So Oglesby will check in. Next dead ball. Free throw up and in, and it is a 5-point Lady Viking advantage. And Sayre will come out, and Oglesby will come in for her. Sayre with 7 points off the bench.
This Winfield General team across the board has good guard play, has good size inside. They move well. A tough team.
They're pretty deep, too. Baldwin gets down on the block. Can't connect, but she's going to be fouled. by Lindsey Moore. That'll be her second, team's fifth.
Moore, the senior, got caught trailing that time as Baldwin made a good cut. She knows that the senior was not happy with herself on that one.
4:51 to go in the ball game, and Baldwin to the line, the senior. Up and in, she has 3 points. Sayre will check back in, and she will check in this time for Kennedy Dean.
Important foul shot for Baldwin, especially knocking down that first one. You said she hasn't scored tonight like she did the other afternoon, Brian, but she has really battled in there.
Big free throw there makes it a 3-possession game now. In favor of the Lady Vikes, 35-28 as Johnson across the timeline, left-hand dribble angling near side. Off to Taylor, back to Johnson on the handoff. Baseline drive and an offensive foul. A moving screen is going to be called on Oglesby. And that is her second, Jeff, and that's team's sixth.
Break for the Lady Vikings as the offensive foul, a mental mistake by Winfield, allows the Lady Vikes to keep that 7-point spread.
So Johnson will check out. Schilling will check back in. 2-1-2 rather. Defense here as they're stretching it out. Off to Baldwin, back to Nichols. I diagnosed that correctly, Jeff? Is that the defense there?
Yeah, they are. I've looked at the cutters, and it looked like they were going to jump into a man-to-man because they followed for at least 2 or 3 steps, but then jumped right back into the zone.
You know a little more about it than I do, but it looked a lot like a 2-1-2. Or yes, as Ryan's trapped, she passes off to Hall. Coach Kennedy wants to take a timeout with a 7-point lead with 4:01 remaining in the ball game. Full timeout. We'll take 1, 2. Jeff, Lady Vikings lead it by 7 here halfway through the fourth period over the Lady Generals from Winfield. You're watching Lady Viking basketball on Mountaintop Media. Welcome back to Ripley High School. 4:01 remaining in this one in regulation. 35-28. Low scoring affair here between two teams that are familiar with each other, sectional opponents. As the Lady Generals really struggled offensively here tonight. Lady Vikings too as well. Maybe had a few more stretches of offense probably that's made the difference in this one, along with the offensive rebounding. But both teams really struggled from the floor here for most of the night. Ryan off the inbounds. Nichols, long three, right wing, got it. Sophie Nichols finally gets the lid off of it. She has 10 points here tonight, and the Lady Vikes up by 10. That's a designed play out of the break by Coach Kennedy, and a big shot from Nichols. Down on the block, they go to Schilling, and she can't hang on to it. Stolen by Shanklin. Here come the Lady Vikes. Hall, baseline cut off. She'll reverse it back out. No need to be in a hurry, Jeff. 10-point lead. 3.5 minutes remaining, and then they try to force one down on the block and nearly have it stolen. Good play by Caitlin Sayre.
I was just going to say, got it in good hands out there, the junior ball handler, and she fires one inside, and Shanklin was open. She just about a half second too late, and fortunately goes out of bounds. Vikings retain possession.
And you have a 10-point lead, so no need to be in a hurry. As Ryan has it, she'll bring it back out and reset between the circles. Right hand, she's getting pressured by Oglesby. Gets a screen from Nichols, picks up her dribble, nowhere to go, in a little bit of trouble. Hall cuts through, passes off to her. 4 Lady Vikings right here on the near wing. Court spacing. Sophie got hit in the face again.
Count it.
Shot up and in, Sophie Nichols. She got hit 3 or 4 times in the face, It's a left-hand shot up and in, and Sophie Nichols putting some space between the Lady Vikes and the Lady Generals here late in this one.
Yeah, they came out to guard her on the perimeter. She just lowered that shoulder, got around the corner, and was able to muscle that ball up and over the rim. Three-point opportunity here for Sophie.
Sophie, a difference maker here in the fourth period as she has 13, leading all scorers.
Back-to-back three-point plays for the sophomore.
41-28, largest lead of the night for the Lady Vikes. Moore with it, right wing. Sophie with the steal. Nichols in transition all the way to the bucket. Shot short. Rebounded by the Lady Generals. And it's Moore coming out of there with it. She goes end to end. Shot up and in.
Nobody for the Lady Vikes stopped the basketball, and Moore just was going to continue to go till she got to the front of the rim.
Back to an 11-point lead for the Vikes. Hall hands off to Ryan. Left-hand dribble off to Nichols. Moore guarding her. Back cut by Hall. All the way to the bucket. Good defense by Oglesby. Shanklin tried to save it. She had her foot on the end line, and the ball over to Winfield.
Tough break. A lot of contact down there as McKinnon went in there strong. And Coach Kennedy wants a timeout.
30-second timeout for Coach Kennedy. 2:13 remaining here. We set the scene. Jeff, Lady Vikings 11-point lead, and it's a 21-14 second half so far. So the Lady Vikes have added to this lead here in the second half, and they've done it in part by some hot shooting here and some good offensive play late in this fourth quarter by sophomore Sophie Nichols.
Yeah, the three that she hit was a, as you called it, a very deep three. She finally found the range there. Good defensive possession. Got her in a position to get the ball back, and a great drive to the hoop and finish for the three-point play the old-fashioned way, Brian. And as you said, these Lady Vikings have pulled out to an 11-point lead, spurred on by the defense of the Lady Vikings, and then the instant offense there late in the fourth period.
When Sophie's scoring like that, we're a handful on the defensive end, Jeff, because of the pressure that Hall can put on you and penetrating, and then what Ryan can do shooting from the perimeter. Shot by Johnson straight down the floor, uncontested. She misses, and it's rebounded by Shanklin. Lady Vikes, under 2 minutes remaining. Hall penetrates baseline, and she's going to be bumped out of bounds by Megan Taylor. That'll be her third foul, and it's going to be free throws, 1-and-1 for McKinnon Hall. And Jeff, had you told me prior to this game that Megan Taylor would have more fouls than points, I would imagine we would probably have a lead in this ball game. That's a surprising stat.
And you know, she's kind of shut herself down. She went to the bench with those two fouls early, and she has not played aggressively. Now, McKinnon Hall has done an outstanding job of denying her the ball on the defensive end, but she hadn't been aggressive on the defensive end until that foul right there.
1 of 2 for Lady Viking McKinnon Hall. She has 13 now. She matches Sophie Nichols for high scorer here, 42-30. The main stat Lady Vikes are worried about with 96 seconds remaining in this ball game. Moore, here's a jumper. No good by Dean, and it is going to be rebounded by Shanklin. And the Lady Vikes lead it by 12 with a 1:25 in the basketball to go in this one as Nichols hands off to Ryan, and Taylor will pick up foul number 4, and that'll put Aaron Ryan at the charity stripe.
You can see the look on Megan Taylor's face. She's very frustrated out there. She is an outstanding basketball player, and the defense for the Lady Vikings has done a yeoman's job on her tonight as Coach Williams takes her out of the ball game and trying to, give her a little coaching up over there on the sideline.
Ryan's free throw, up and in, and I can promise you this, when these two teams see each other again, she will have a much better game. I can guarantee you that.
Well, you got game film now. You got You can see what they've done. She's going to check right back in. That's a good job of coaching by Darren Williams, getting her off the floor. And well, he's going to sub out. He's just
Briscoe
I think
into
he's
the ball
conceding here with 1:19 to go.
Oglesby will check out. Briscoe will check in. He's a very good coach, Jeff. He does a great job with the Lady Generals, and they'll regroup. When we see him again, it'll be a tough test down there. You can guarantee that much. Here's Moore with it, down on the block, turnaround jumper, no good. McKinnon Hall with the rebound. It's Jenna Briscoe. McKinnon across the timeline, 60 seconds remaining in this one. Lady Vikes by 14. And an offensive foul whistled on McKinnon Hall. And Jeff, that's her first foul of the ball game. That's unusual. As physical and aggressive as she is, she typically teeters around 3 or 4 fouls most games. One foul here tonight.
Yeah, she's just played a heck of a ball game here tonight. She was tasked with stopping their best scorer, and she did just that here tonight.
Briscoe, baseline jumper up and in. 44-32 the score. Nichols on the inbounds with 40 seconds up the near sideline. She's trapped. Throws it off to Ryan, 34 seconds. Ryan turns it over. Throws it right to Caitlin Sayer. And then Sayer ahead to Johnson. Johnson, 8-footer, no good. Shanklin digs the rebound out. Tie up to the Lady Vikes.
And Shanklin has been just
She's been
what
really
an effort
good
tonight by that young lady, Brian. She has done a tremendous job of positioning herself to where if she doesn't get the rebound, she's close by and can get a tie up.
She has been fantastic tonight. She's had a lot to do with why we've won this basketball game. Ellie Hassefluke checks in. Here's Hall, off to Hassefluke, 10 seconds. Ellie can dribble the clock out if she would like to. She hands it off to Hall with 3 seconds, and that'll do it. As she will hold on to the basketball. High fives between the Lady Vikes and the Lady Generals, and the Lady Vikes improve to 12-3, I believe, on the season. 44-32, they get the win. We'll step out when we return. We'll have head coach John Kennedy to talk about tonight's victory. After this, you are watching Lady Viking basketball on Mountaintop Media.
Hi, I'm Jeff McCoy with 21 Country Market. We're proud to be in our 21st year serving Jackson County and the surrounding communities. For all your fuel, food, and hardware needs, visit one of the 21 Country Market family of stores where it's always fast, friendly, and helpful. For more information, visit 21country.com.
Been in the 20s, and just a couple of just offensive board points.
Welcome back to Ripley High School as we're joined now by Viking head coach John Kennedy as his team improves to 12-3. Congratulations. And you did the right thing tonight, Coach. You got a win on your wife's birthday, the first lady of Lady Viking basketball. She gets a victory tonight.
Absolutely.
She gets credit for that victory tonight.
She does.
You don't get that credit, but
No.
good job tonight, man. Team
Yeah.
played really well.
Thank you. She's been over there behind that bench, loyal supporter, and sacrificed so much time with me in the gym with the girls in the off season, during the season, traveling to our road games. You know, Jilly Bean, she's in middle school and she's going here and there. I just can't say enough about my wife. I love her to death.
It ain't easy to be a coach's wife, is it?
No, it's not. It's easy right now because we're winning.
That's right. And you're coming home happy.
That's
And
it.
you're coming home happy tonight. Coach, because your defense, your team played fantastic defense tonight. Megan Taylor ended the ball game with more fouls than points.
That's huge.
That's all you got to know why we knocked off Winfield here tonight.
That's huge. Mac did a great job on her, and I told her in a couple days leading up to it, I was like, Mac, I'm going to switch you off of it, put Aaron on there. But Mac was doing such a great job frustrating her. I mean, you could see her in the first, Mac's guarding her, she's pushing her, she's elbowing her. I mean, Mac just got her out of her game. And not only did Mac play well, I thought the rest of the girls, as an entire team with our defense and with our scout and our game plan, I'm very, very happy with them.
Coach, talk about Erin Ryan. You continue to get this really consistent play out of her. She had 12 points tonight. She shot 44% from the floor. She had a couple rebounds, 3 assists, 4 turnovers, which I know you're probably not thrilled about, but you're getting that third option offensively, and you're getting double figures out of her nearly every night.
Oh, it's huge. She's been coming on strong for us offensively. And you see her, I mean, she is a hard-nosed player. She took 2 charges this evening. I thought that there should have been another one in there, and I asked the official very politely, I'm going to say on air, could he please explain himself to me why that other one was.
And he didn't. We
No.
talked about that. That's like asking mom and dad to explain why they're punishing you. They're not going to do it, right?
Yeah, he turned around and said something that I understand in the heat of the moment, and he does too. You know, you're fighting for your team, fighting for Aaron. Where we are right now, our defense is still not where I want it to be, but I like the improvement. I mean, we're on a downhill slide. We've been playing better defensively the last 4 or 5 games. Kind of got out of rhythm there a little bit in Ravenswood. But I'll take this one tonight. That's a huge sectional seeding game for us, so I'm happy.
How important was it for Sophie to get going offensively late in that 4th period? She took it from a 6-7-point game to a 13-point game in 2 possessions. She got a 3, then she got an and-1 opportunity. She didn't shoot particularly well tonight, but she's someone offensively that has to keep shooting.
Oh, I've told her, Coach Allen, I've been telling her the last 2 practices, Sophie, you're hesitating on the offensive end. You've got the green light. And I just keep telling her that, Sophie, you're passing up open shots in practice. You've got to have that shooter's mentality. When the ball hits your hands, you've got to be thinking shot. And then when she hit that 3 and penetrated, got the and 1, I mean, that's a huge jump. And I was telling our girls, we've got to have magic moments in the game. Those are some magic moments right there that just everybody gets fired up for, and we just feed off of Sophie there and just stretch that thing out. And it was a crucial time in the game. I'm glad that she stepped up there for us.
Coach, talk about what's next for you guys. You're sitting at 12-3 right now, having a fantastic season. Tonight's a big win for you from sectional seeding standpoint. You'll, I'm assuming, see these Lady Generals again down there.
Well, we don't play them.
Don't play them again.
That was it.
So that's good.
That's huge.
Because you're going to see them again most likely in sectional play, and you're going to see a different Megan Taylor. You're going to see a different Kennedy Schilling probably. Yep. So they're going to make some adjustments. Coach Williams does a really good job with the Lady Generals. But this is a big win for you.
Oh, I can't. I mean, that's nice when you're looking down the lineup right there and you got Sophie, Mac right there, double figures. That's awesome. But it was a huge win for us. What we got coming up is a gauntlet. We couldn't get things worked out with Shady Spring. They, for whatever reason, couldn't get it worked out. So, and Lincoln County never would even get back to me. So instead, we picked up GW, PHS. So
test yourself, right?
Absolutely, and it's only going to help us for postseason play.
Next game is when?
Next game is, I believe, Tuesday at GW.
So you got a break. You got almost a week off to kind of reset a little bit, I guess. Coach Mullins has talked a lot about how many week-long breaks he had. Any concern from your standpoint of killing the momentum a little bit?
Not so much, because we'll come back in here and we'll practice Thursday and Friday. The girls need time off, and we've played, and you guys know, almost every Saturday for who knows how long. I've lost track of it. So they had a little extra motivation there before the game. They were asking, what about practice this week? And I said, well, let's get this one, then we'll worry about that later.
Coach, congratulations. Go enjoy this one with your team, and I hope you got your wife a really nice birthday present.
I gave her a victory. What more can Coach's wife want?
She better have something that's gold, and maybe gold with diamonds on it, right? Happy birthday.
These guys are throwing me under the bus right here. Appreciate you guys.
Coach,
thank you all very much.
Congratulations, man. Congratulations. Lady Vikings victorious here tonight, 44-32 over the Lady Generals from Winfield, and they improved to 12-3, and the team comes out of the locker room, and they were just waiting on Coach Kennedy to get finished. They love playing for this guy, and Jeff, they're playing some inspired basketball. I've been really impressed with the way the Lady Vikes have performed here of late.
You know, he mentioned they're not where he wants them to be on defense. I don't know what else he could have asked for tonight. I mean, you get one of the top point guards coming in here in the area, and they shut her down. They are outgunned as far as size, and they go in there and just battle. Morgan Shanklin, Kayana Baldwin, Sophie, they go in there and just, and fight and scratch and get tie-ups and, scrambling for loose balls. I don't know what else he wants, but he's got something in mind, and he will work on it, and they will get better. But big win here tonight. Great win, as he said. Scheduling has been very difficult with the weather and other things that are going on in the area, just trying to make up games or get games. But great win here tonight. Enjoy it. Lady Viking basketball is on the map statewide. People know when they either come here or they get us in their place that they're in for a dogfight, and that's just exactly what Coach Kennedy wants, night in and night out.
Nice win, 12-3. The Ladies Vikes improved too. Jeff, it was good being with you this evening. Mountaintop Media, the presentation, those guys, fantastic.
They're great.
And I'm just happy to be a part of the broadcast with them. Their next Viking broadcast will be Tuesday when Warren is in town against the boys Viking team. And then the girls on February the 12th, Scott will be in town, and we will be here for that in conjunction with Mountaintop Media. So, we really enjoy doing these games. These guys, if you go back and watch them again, they just all the camera angles, man, they do such a good job.
It's work.
It really is. There's no doubt about it. Happy to be a part of it. So stay tuned for that as we wrap things up here from the Health Center. Lady Vikings knock off the Lady Generals 44-32 here this evening. For Jeff Waybright, I'm Brian Johnson, and all the guys from Mountaintop Media, thanks for joining us. Until next time, good night. God bless.